Right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is February 16th, 2023, 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So in today's content, we'll talk about BTC regarding the breakout we just got from the just about the 2D 21ema, right around like a 21.5 give or take in that range, and we just broke out above our 6-month high, above the August 2022 highs. Okay, our August 22 highs was somewhere around like a 25 to 11, right? On Binance we just hit like a 25 to 50, so that's pretty pretty good. Okay, so if you've been jumping and humping over the last 6 months, right, when BTC was at 25k and you didn't know what was going on, you'd be like, oh, we're going down to 10k. 6 months later, you sold at 18k, and then basically, market will force you to get back in at 25k and all that good stuff. Okay, but we'll take a look at all the details on the macro level, right? I don't care about the 16-second chart, the 15-second charts, and all that good stuff. Okay, so now let me check the chat room to see if we got 589. All right, we got 589, so the sound is good. Thanks a lot, 46 Zebra, for tuning in. We got Mr. Tells or Miss Tells in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We got Andrea Moonboy in the house. Delia, thanks a lot for tuning in, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a weekly basis, right? So on a weekly basis, we'll talk about it on a 7-day cycle, because a 7-day cycle, it is the same as a weekly time frame, but sometimes it can give you some hint. Okay, meaning like those big breakout you see like on a 7-day cycle, right? This year the 7-day cycle starts, on the 7-day cycle, right? Not the 7-year cycle, Leroy. The 7-day cycle starts on Sunday. Okay, so basically it starts, as the weekly 21ema, right? So you can see we got a massive bump right here, on January 8th, a whooping 26-27% breakout. We don't tend to get this type of breakout in a bear market, right? We could technically still be in a bear market, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, we don't tend to get this type of a big breakout, right, or breakouts in a strong downtrend. Okay, you can see right here back in July, okay, July 23rd, 2021. You guys remember I was bullish right here, just about like a 31k. Look at what happened right here. Same exact pump, nearly 26-27% pump, right? And you can see what happened right here again, right there, October 1st, similar pump, 27-28% breakout. So what I was saying, I think I said it in my public group also, right? But I mentioned it in my premium group, and I said this type of a big breakouts, right, you just don't want to be a bear. Whenever you see it, even if you're bearish, right, step on the sidelines, right, and basically let market give you more evidences of a possible reversal. But whenever you get this type of a big breakouts, if you're bearish, you're most likely going to get into trouble, right? Because market will prove you wrong. That's why I did not hesitate in the first, let's say the first couple of weeks of January, right? I flipped completely bullish. Okay, and I said like, okay, there is no need to fight the trend. If the trend is signaling a possible reversal, it is better to jump in, right, and follow the trend, right? If the trend proves you wrong, you be like, okay, I'm wrong, I'm gonna basically flip bearish again. But as of now, since like early January, right, mid-January, the trend, it is still strong and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at it on a weekly basis. So if we take a look at BTC on a weekly basis, we did have 2 weeks of bearishness, and you can see like most bears, okay, got out and started to talk about like, oh, last warning, okay, we're going to dump and all that good stuff. Yes, you can always say BTC going to dump whenever we dump like a 2 to 3%, but are you going to get those like a 40-50% breakout? It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy to get BTC you know, dumping down like to 3K, 4K, and all that good stuff. It might be in 2024, 2025, but as of now, okay, as long as we staying below our weekly 21 EMA, the trend going to be, you know, going to be controlled, right, by the bulls. Okay, I'm just going to repeat it for Leroy. As long as we staying above our weekly 21 EMA, right, as long as we staying above our weekly 21 EMA, the trend going to be controlled by the bulls. Okay, that's clear, right? So we're looking pretty good. Now we get a temporary rejection just above our, you know, 6-month high. That's pretty good. That's a very, very good pump, guys, from like a, you know, mid 15, 16K all the way up to 25K. That's a 10,000 point pump, right? Yes, you can be bearish, right? But you cannot be bearish, right, for a 10,000 point pump, right? You just have to reassess. If I was a bear, I would be reassessing right now. I'm not telling anyone to flip bullish and all that good stuff. Do your own, you know, technical research, right? Or your, you know, whatever research you want to do, make sure to do it on your own. But I'm just telling you what I see, because I could be wrong also, okay? Even though I'm still bullish, market could flip bearish like within the next like 2 to 3 weeks, right? But I'm not going to stay bullish if market flips bearish. I'm going to flip bearish with the market, right? That's the difference between following the trend, right, and following your emotion, right? Following the trend and following your emotion. That's the difference, okay? So now let's take a look at BTC on a 3D basis. So when you take a look at BTC on a 3D basis, as I said, the 3D time frame, okay, it is one of the most, you know, one of the most underrated. It is one of the most underrated, you know, time frame. Okay, as I said right here, you know, back in I said it back in August. It's like 6 months, right? Remember, I was bearish. If you guys recall, mid-August, I said clearly, even though we bullish right here, right, on our 3D time frame, that is our first retest after a macro downtrend. So the probability of getting a rejection to retest the lows, right, was very high. I was saying it clearly, right? And you can see we retested the lows, bounced off of it, and basically finally capitulated right here. What I was saying, just buy at the you know, 18K, right? And don't worry about like 15K, 16K, and all that good stuff unless we retest 12K. There is no need to be rushing to jump in, right? Every 2% and all that good stuff, right? So you can see like we managed to flip back bullish, right, on our 3D 21 EMA right here, and basically never cross negative again. So what does it mean? Okay, it simply means, right, if this guy right here, the 3D MACD, remains positive, right, the trend for BTC going to be up. Okay, I'm just going to repeat it for Leroy. As long as our 3D MACD, not the daily MACD, guys. Remember, I didn't care about the daily MACD. Even though it crossed negative right here, I never cared about it because I was following what my 3D time frame, because we were moving, price action was moving in a macro level. So you don't want to basically be flipping bullish and bearish based on your daily time frame. No one will catch the top based on the daily time frame, right? I mean, you can catch the top based on the daily time frame, but you're not going to catch the reversal based on the daily time frame. You might want to wait for your reversal on the 3D weekly or even you know, 3 weeks time frame and all that good stuff, right? Meaning like you're going to get a strong downtrend or a strong uptrend when you basically look for your 3D or weekly time frame and all that good stuff, right? So the 3D is looking good. You know, now in terms of supports, right, the 21.5 down to 21K going to be our temporary, right, support within the next like 3 to 6 weeks. It doesn't matter if BTC moves sideways right here till basically March or April and comes back down to retest it. That's going to still be our support going into April, not even March, but going into April, just in case we do not break out above 25K, you know, in March and all that good stuff. As you can see, BTC is crazy. It can give you a 15%, 20% moves, right, and basically move sideways for like you know, 5 to 6 weeks. You see what I'm saying? So if we create another bull flag right here and get a temporary, temporary fake out for the bears, that's still going to be our support. That's still going to be our support, right? Within the next like a few weeks and all that good stuff, right? Hoping like the weekly 21 EMA will not allow it to dump down to these lows within the next like a few weeks and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at the upside resistance, right? The upside resistance, I know Leroy is looking at the yellow box right here saying like when we're gonna get to like a 32 to 39k, 32 to 39k, it is not a short-term target as of now, right? As long as we below our monthly 21 EMA, let's do this, all right? As long as we below our monthly 21 EMA right here, right? We cannot basically look for the yellow box right here. So first thing first, we got to take out the monthly 21 EMA. As of now, it is at 27.7, give or take, right? So we got to basically stay above it, because we cannot stay in a macro uptrend, right, without taking out our monthly 21 EMA. Okay, so I just don't have enough evidences right now to say like BTC will be breaking out above like a all-time high and all that good stuff, right? So I got to be got to be cautious at the same time. Even though the trend is still bullish, right, we could get a rejection at any given time if we do not maintain a sustainable bullish pattern above the monthly 21. So once we get back above the monthly 21 EMA at 27.7, give or take, right, mid 27k up to 28k, we could go back and take a look at our Fibonacci's, right? Because the monthly 21 is right here. Let me change the color for Leroy. Right there. Okay, that's just about like a 27.7. All right, so once we get above the 27.7 right here, we could start to speculate for a move all the way up to like a 38 to 40k range. But that could be sometime in March or even April, depending on the volatility and all that good stuff, right? So but we will see. Okay, so we will see what bulls will give us, right, in a short to in the short term and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's the only thing we need on the monthly. Regarding the monthly RSI, it looks pretty good. As I said, the range right here was the ultimate range to be buying when RSI is below like a 43. It is still below 43, right? Just about like, it's actually at 47, right? So, but it is still super low, guys. It is super low. Most people will be buying when RSI, RSI is around like 85, okay, 88, 91 and all that good stuff. As a bull, right, you don't want to be buying right here when RSI is around like above 85 on the monthly time frame. Okay, it means like you got to be selling and inviting your friends, right, and your grandmas, right, to be buying, and you just dump all the BTC on them, right? And just later on tell them, okay, wait for 43 to DCA and all that good stuff. Okay, so so you get the concept, right? So now we talk about BTC on the weekly, 3D, monthly, and all that good stuff. So now let's take a look at BTC on a 6-hour basis on a lower degree. Okay, so if you watch my trading view update few weeks ago actually, late January, right, I talked about like the fact that we did have a bearishness on our 6-hour time frame. But remember what I said, just because we got a bearish divergence, right, I was clearly saying like it is a bearish divergence. I clearly said it, right? But I was saying, hey, a bearish divergence, right, or even bearish divergences, right, in a strong bull trend, they don't matter. Okay, bulls could ignore all these bearishness and still pump to the upside. You see what I'm saying? So let's take a look at it on Kraken. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm saying, right? But before we take a look at Kraken, one thing, okay, we got all our moving averages, right, on the 6-hour. crossing back bullish. So that's a good sign. So it means like even if BTC retraces to the downside, we got our 6-hour 21 EMA or even the 4-hour 21 EMA for the moon boys to support the price on the lower degree, while alt going to be pumping and all that good stuff. Okay, so don't be surprised if we get a sideways correction going into the weekend, right, between 25k to a 24k area, give or take. Okay, going in, just try to close the weekly time frame above 25k. Okay, and all that good stuff, right? So but going back to the 6-hour time frame, let's take a look at it on Kraken. So if you take a look at it right here, we've seen this type of a pattern before. Okay, bearishness right there, bearishness right there. What happened? We basically move all the way down to reset the trend. So the move right here was nothing but to reset the entire move. So we started a move right here. You can see how much we pumped, right, from after the bullish crossover right there. Or you could even say the bottom right there. Okay, just about like 16.4. You can see it pumped like 50%. Okay, it's like a 50%, guys, 50%, right? So and bears are still bearish, right? So you can see we got another double bottom right here, right, with a bullish divergence on the RSI and MACD. RSI right here, MACD right there. All the moving averages crossing bullish right now. Take a look at it. A 50% move, right, could take us all the way up to 32k. All right, if we're going to repeat the same exact scenario we did right here, from the bottom, right, to the top, right there. Okay, if you extend it top to bottom, that's another way of doing it also, if you don't want to use the the percentage moves and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and recap it right here in terms of bearishness, right? That's what I've been showing you. That's what I've been showing you guys a few weeks ago when I was showing you like, hey, you can get a divergence like that, right? Like what you had right here, right? But price action will still be pushing to the upside. Okay, take a look at it right here. Another divergence, right? Right there, right here. What happened? We just cool off and pump. Okay, created another one, still pump and all that good stuff until we basically got the move to basically get the double crossover, right? Get a complete correction right there and got all our moving averages right on the 6-hour to cross positive, right? So right here, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at it again. Right there, okay, during our 2020 pump, right? Did we create some bearishness? Yes. Did we pump? Yes. All right, so we got bearishness right there, bearishness right there. RSI was dumping. What happened? We still pumped to the upside, right? We still pumped to the upside. So you cannot be saying like, oh, we got a bearish divergence, right, and we're going to be dumping. All right, take a look at it right here. Back in October 2020, strong bearish divergence, right, on a 6-hour basis. Take a look at it right here, right? Bang, we pump to the upside. Pump to the upside. So all the bears were saying like, we're going to dump, right? Remember back in 2020, guys, when BTC was above 14K, 15K, 16K, 20K, and all that good stuff. All the moon boys, I mean all the doom boys been saying like, oh, we're gonna dump back down to retest the weekly 21 and all that good stuff, right? We never fall for that. Okay, so another one right here, right? Bearishness, we still pump to the upside. Right here, bearishness, yes, we dump to retest our 6-hour 100 EMA. That's what I was saying recently. If we dump down to our 6-hour 100 EMA, right, that's going to be a support. But we dump down to our 8-hour 100 EMA, so a smaller dump below the 6-hour 100 EMA and all that good stuff. You can see we pump and still retest it, and I was bullish right there. Okay, back in 2020, I was saying like we got our double top, double bottom. We're going to be pushing all the way up to 25K and all that good stuff, right? So you can see this bearishness in a bull trend. I'm just trying to show you why you shouldn't be bearish, right? Not you, but why you should be, not personally you, but why you shouldn't be extremely bearish because of a you know, bearish indicators and all that good stuff. Okay, in 2019 we got the same move. You can see what happened right here, right? Bang. Okay, all the moon boys were calling for all kind of crazy prices, and all the doom boys were calling for, you know, 1K and all that good stuff. We still managed to create the channel and still pump to the upside all the way up to like 8K, 9K. All right, so now let's take a look at BTC on the daily. The reason why I just showed you this divergence is for one thing, right? I'm going to show you now on the daily, so it will make sense regarding what I just said, right? For Leroy. Okay, so what happened right here is like most doom boys, okay, they're starting to do something very, very dangerous, right? Okay, they started to do something like that. Oh, we just created a new high, our side got rejected. You just got to be very, very cautious, right? The reason for that, you just don't know how bad this guy could be. You don't know how bad this guy could be. What does it mean? It means like you don't know how big your RSI going to pump. So it is too soon to say like it is a divergence. It is too soon to say it is a divergence, right? Because you don't have technically a rejection. You just have a nice trend going up. It cannot pump like all the way up to 30K, 50K and all that good stuff in 1 second and all that good stuff, right? So it has to take a, you know, it has to take some time, right? Sometimes to basically you know, find its way up to the next major resistance and all that good stuff, right? So just be cautious. I know most bears going to be drawing a trend line right here, but as I said, if we flip positive right there, right, that's going to be a new trend. That's going to be a new trend. You don't want to use these two tops right too soon. You want to wait till you get another negative crossover, right, and then you start to say a divergence like that. Okay, like that. Or you could even get a, you know, negative crossover within the next few days like that. Yes, you could now draw a divergence trend line like that. But as long as we positive on the MACD, you just have to be very, very cautious, man, because I just showed you on the 6-hour time frame, the trend is starting a new uptrend right there. Okay, we got from like a, we dumped from like a overbought down to a you know, nearly oversold, right, when price action was still in the same level. You can see like we got overbought right there. Okay, just about like a 21.5, right, got oversold at 21.5. So that's not a bad you know, reaccumulation. Okay, it's not that bearish, because your overbought price back in January 14 was the same oversold price, you know, in February 14th. So in 1 month of consolidation, you only dump back down to retest your support with same, you know, with price action being at the same level, but your indicators basically diverging, meaning like your price action was, I mean, your price action is back at the same level, but your indicators are in opposite direction. So that was not a strong bearishness, right? Hopefully it makes sense. Hey, what's up, K for Liberty? Thanks a lot for tuning in. We got audio is a little bit too low. Okay, maybe it's my moon voice. All right, so guys, we covered everything. Right, BTC next macro resistance. Once again, the monthly 21 EMA support going to be our monthly support, just about like a 21 21 mid 21Ks, right, give or take, or down to the monthly, or down to the weekly 21 EMA if we retest those low. But as of now, the trend, it is still up. It is not time yet to be talking about like 32, 40K and all that good stuff. Hopefully the sound is good now. Okay, so it is not time to be talking about like 32K to 42K. But if we take out our resistance at the monthly 21, we could start to talk about like a 32K and all that good stuff. Okay, if we hit 32K before let's say before March, right, got to take some profits, right? If we hit like a 32K within the next like a 2 weeks, I don't think we will close above 32K or not even 30K, right? So just have to be very, very cautious if we hit those levels, right? Not to be extremely bullish, because we're most likely going to get more consolidation before the next pump, towards 40K and all that good stuff, right? But once again, it is not a price target. It is just a price analysis. My price target is the monthly 21. I don't have any price target above the monthly 21 until we break out above the monthly 21. Then I will reassess, reanalyze, and look for a bigger target and all that good stuff, right? So I'm going to take some chart requests. If you guys have any chart requests regarding any alt. Okay, for Liberty, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Mr. Trend Hunter. Yo, T-Dog, aka Leroy in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Now let's take a look at ADA. ADA is starting to look good, right? But the problem is like BTC is too strong, right? So if it is going to retest those 65-70 cents area, it has to do it quick. Because if the BTC dominance is going to be sucking up the market caps, right, it could move very slow. But the good news is like if BTC is going to be pushing to the upside, even though ADA BTC could be bearish, right? ADA USD could still basically be trending up, but it's not going to be trending up like strongly. You see what I'm saying? If BTC remains bullish, right? So got to take out the 42 cents resistance. Once we're above 42 cents, even if it comes back down to retest the 38.40 cents, that could be a temporary support, assuming we're not going to create any more consolidation right here with a double top, double bottom before a push to the upside. But just keep an eye on 42 down to the 3D 21 EMA, right? For more sideways correction if we do not break out, all of a sudden, right? But the ultimate resistance is going to be the August highs, right? 60 cents up to the June highs around like a 70, nearly 70 cents, right? But on average, let's say 67. If that's too complicated, you just suck it up and look for the monthly 21 EMA within the next like a few months. The monthly 21 EMA, as of now, it is at 66, right? That's where I got the 67 range and all that good stuff, right? But the bad news is like ADA will not be in a bull run, right, as long as we're below the monthly 21. The good news is like since it is below the monthly 21 and even dump like more than 50-70% below it, right there, we dump like 80% below it, that is still a good accumulation, a great accumulation, right, before the next bull market and all that good stuff, right? So because we got a blueprint for ADA, rejection at the monthly 21 back in May 2019, retest at the bottom, push back up to the monthly 21, got rejected, managed to pump above it, retested it. So that's the blueprint for ADA. Okay, just have to follow the monthly 21. When I accumulate below the monthly 21, just in case, right, you're not going to break out above your previous all-time high in the next bull run. You see what I'm saying? So if you wait to accumulate above the monthly 21, right, it could just retest the previous all-time high and dump again. You see what I'm saying? But if you accumulate below the monthly 21 EMA, you'll be like, okay, even if I get some sort of rejection at 350 and all that good stuff, I'm okay. Okay, $3 to 350. I bought at, 18 cents, 19 cents, 20 cents, 40 cents, whatever. I'm still up 5, 7, 6x and all that good stuff, right? So hopefully it makes sense, right? Let's take a look at ADA BTC. Yeah, you can see ADA BTC on the monthly. On the monthly is not looking that great. Let's take a look at it on the weekly. Yeah, on the weekly doesn't look that great neither, right? Could be retesting the 1400 sats, right, give or take. So got to break out above the long-term trend line resistance, right, since like May, June 2021. So it is still trending down, right? That's the good news for ADA BTC, right? So got to be accumulating right here before the breakout to the upside. Okay, so if it dumps right here, you'll be like, okay, that's a good news too, right? Because it is going to give me more time to accumulate before the next move to the upside, because it will take out the long-term trend line resistance. So nearly over 18 months. I mean, it's more than 18 months, right? May 20, it's almost like 2 years, right? So May 2021, almost like till May 2023, right? So let's take a look at SNX before we take a look at the flat correction. So SNX looking good. A nice wedge pattern similar to Zen USDT. Right, you got your wedge pattern right there, right? Or you can call it a channel. Started the breakout the first of the year. Ultimate resistance going to be around like a $4, right? Up to 550. Why 550? We got our monthly 21 EMA slash weekly 100 EMA at 550. That's going to be the resistance, right? But as of now, you could look at it as a bull flag right here. Okay, could be looking good on the 3D. Yeah, looks good on the 3D. You can see the flat correction on the 3D, right? So it got multiple. It got more juice to do. I mean, more juice to go, right? For the 4.3, 4.3, 4.5 range. And then after that, you could be looking for the monthly 21 EMA. So let's go ahead and take a look at BTC regarding the flat correction. I'm not sure if it is going to play out, but the best thing to do is just take profits at 25, right? If it comes back down to create the flat correction, great. If not, we just go for the but on the 3D, it doesn't look like it will create a flat. That's the thing. Sucker is so juicy, right? Take a look at it right here. Okay. So a flat, right? For a flat correction, you want to, you want your second wave to be going up slowly like that, right? But this guy just blasted off, right? So, I don't know if this is going to be, I mean, it can still come back down, but it will be an ugly flat correction, kind of like what we had back in summer, not summer, but fall 20. Summer 2020, right here. Okay, so kind of like that. I mean, a little bit like that. Okay, so if it is gonna come back down, it could come back down slowly, so it blasted off and come back down slowly, right? So in this range, right, if we're going to come back down, it could take like multi weeks, probably like, let's say 3 to 6 weeks to come back down right here, right? If we come back down very fast, we just have to go back up very fast. What does it mean? It means that we cannot come back down and close below a 21 21.5, right, within the next 3 days. You see what I'm saying? Because that would engulf the entire gains, and that would be, you know, that would give bears, you know, something to celebrate about. You see what I'm saying? If within the next like 3 days, I wouldn't say within the next 3 days, but because we got the 3D candle closing like in 24 hours, so I would say within the next 72 hours, right after the 3D candle closes, right, we don't want to come back down to 22k, 21k and close in that range. So basically, we just to cut it short, right, we don't want to come back down, right, around like a 21.5, 22k before Monday and closes around that level, right, by Monday. That's too complicated for Leroy. Okay, let me just repeat it. Leroy. So you can see the candle right here, right? It's super bullish, right? So we got 24 hours, give or take, to close. So it's gonna close on Friday, tomorrow, right? So we got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for the next candle, right? So the Monday candle, right, we don't want it to close anywhere around like a 21.5, right? You see what I'm saying? So that's the easiest way to analyze it, right, on the 3D. Or if we want to dump down to 21.5, right, we got to do it very quickly before Monday and push right back up around like a 24, right, or at least above 24 before the candle close. That would give us a big rejection like that. Let's do it like this. Okay, like that. So that's still going to be a bullish candle if the next candle looks like that. It doesn't matter, even if it's, you know, green, it is still going to be even better, right? But red, green, doesn't matter. We just, you know, don't want to basically close at 21, 22 within the next like 4 to 5 days. Same candle printed in which candle are you talking about? The previous top. You must be talking about this candle right here on 29. Yes, similar candle, but you can see it moves sideways for like, you know, let's say January 19th, right? And now it is like February 15th, 16th. You see what I'm saying? So it's nearly like over 3 weeks after we got this breakout. So we could still get this breakout and move sideways for the next 3 weeks. But the reason why I don't think like that's going to be that has a high probability of playing out is because of the 6-hour time frame. I just showed you the 6-hour time frame just started a new trend, and the daily time frame is about to start a new trend, right? Let's take a look at it on the 6-hour. So you see the 6-hour time frame, right? All the moving averages, right, just crossing positive right here. You see what I'm saying? So the probability of this being a new trend is higher than, right, this trying to print a flat like that, right? You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying the flat is invalidated. I'm just saying like the probability of it coming back down is not that high. Probably, you know, 20-25% max, right? And even if it is gonna come back down, right, we want it to come back down slowly, right? Slowly, and bear is going to be celebrating, right? Celebrating, and bang, all of them getting wrecked after that, right? So you can see, you know, right here we did have a small flat, but you can see this, your C wave, right, your B wave actually, how it pushed back up slowly and then come back down fast and then pumped it upside, right? So if this guy going to be our B wave, it is too, you know, it is too volatile, right, to be a B wave, in my own opinion. Okay, I could be wrong. And at the same time, these, you know, these moving averages, right, they're just starting a fresh trend, right? You take a look at the daily, starting a fresh trend, okay, right there. And I mentioned it, like if we retest like a RSI 55 on the daily, right, 50 to 55, that's going to be a support, you know, for the macro level for BTC. And I said it when RSI was like 82. Said it a long time ago. Where I got it from? I got it from 2019. That same RSI on, if you go back to 2019, or even like a 2020 right here was a support, right? Even though we dumped below it, we managed to start a fresh trend. Okay. That same setup we just got on the 6 hour, you can see like that's the same setup we got on the daily basis right here on BTC back in 2020. You can see how our daily RSI looked like right here. That's the same, you know, daily RSI we just printed on the 6 hour time frame, basically. Not daily RSI, but the same pattern on the 6 hour time frame, right? That's what I was trying to show you on in our premium when BTC started to print the 6 hour bull divergence, right? So if you go back to 2019, you can see our daily RSI where we got our support from, right? Right here, right? Our first support after the first breakout, the flat correction right here, got its support right around like a 55, right? 55, 53 range, right? What happened? We created another correction right there in June, right? May, June, for 1 month, right, of sideways correction, and came back down to retest what? 55. That's where I got the 55, right, to a 50 RSI. Right here. That's the same exact place where we just, you know, got our support at. So we'll see, okay? But be open-minded, even though the trend is still positive, right? Be open-minded. Things could roll over at any given time, right? So you just don't be cocky and saying like, oh, we're going to we're gonna get our soft landing, you know, to 50K and all that good stuff. Just be open-minded. If the trend shifts, right, we will shift with the trend. Right? There is nothing wrong to say, hey, that's what I was looking for. We don't have it anymore. It's invalidated. We've been bullish for a month. Now we took profits at 25K. You know, we could take more profit at at the monthly 21. If we got rejected at the monthly 21, you know, I'd be happy to welcome all the bears and we can have a party together, right? And we will be looking for another soft landing, you know, in the abyss, right? But not to the moon, right? You're welcome, Tels. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Enjin. Let's take a look at Enjin ENJ. ENJ has a nice setup, right? It does have a nice setup, a nice flat crush. Ooh, that boy looks so good. Take a look at it right here. Take a look at this guy. If it breaks out to the upside, guys, it has to just pump to the August resistances right here, just about like a 75 cents, right? As of now, it is just about like a 50. Beautiful, beautiful flat correction. That guy looks so juicy, right? Beautiful flat correction. So, you know, that's the only thing I could look for, right? I would look for, right? So, but it has to take out the resistance just about like a 53, 55, and then you know it is going to be a soft landing all the way up to a 75 cents, right? But it looks very, very good, man. Let's take a look at it on the 3D. Yeah, it looks good on the 3D too. So if we get any sort of rejection, you still got the 3D 21 at 40 cents, right? As long as we can stay above the 3D 21 with the positive MACD, you know, the August resistance, it is going to be in play, right? All right, I think we're done, right? So last time I shared Zen USDT for the for the public group and all that good stuff. Let's take a look at Zen USDT before we talk about the alt. Okay, so last time I gave you guys a Zen USDT when we were consolidating give it to you. I just share my idea, right? So when Zen was above the 3D21, what I was saying was like, guys, it looks pretty good. I shared it in my premium group like the second week of January, around like January 12th, 13th, right? So consolidated, above the 3D21, pretty volatile, sucker pump and dump like 10-15% like in every 3 days and all that good stuff. But all that price movement was nothing but a color game, right? What does it mean? You get a 3 days bullish candle, 3 days bearish candle, okay? 3 days bullish candle, 3 days bearish candle, 3 days bullish candle, and so on and so forth for like a month. So pretty annoying. So if you are leveraging this guy, right, above the 3D21, you're going to be having some mood change and all that good stuff, and your wife might be like, what's wrong with you, okay? Because this guy gonna pump for 3 days, dump for 3 days, right? But we finally hit the 1415 constantly, staying in this range. The next upside resistance is going to be the 21 to 23, right? So we'll see if we're going to consolidate again and retest the 3D21 as support, right, within the next like a few days or weeks going into March before we're trading before trending up to like a 21 to 23. If not, bulls right now on the trend, they don't have to do that. They can just blast off, right? The most important was like to get it to accumulate or basically stay in the trade around the $10 range, okay? $10 to 9.5 to 10.5 range, right? So it is a 50% move, looking for another 30 to 40% move within the next like a few weeks and all that good stuff, right? And I just shared also a spot setup just like Zen, right? Or XD USDT. There's a lot of setups like that, right? But sometimes you just go with the one you feel good about, right? Similar setup, right? But this one is consolidating above the 50 EMA on the 3D. Unlike Zen was consolidating above the 3D20, but same concept, okay? They both looking to retest their August highs and all that good stuff, somewhere around like a 14 to 15. And after that we got our Q1 support, right? Q1 2022 supports, right around like a 19 to 21 cents, right? And all that good stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Even ALCX also in a similar price pattern, consolidating near the 3D50 but above the 3D21, looking to close above the weekly 21. So if it closes above the weekly 21 within the next couple of weeks, right, while staying in range of $20 to $22, right, has a resistance up to for 38 to 42. Okay, so that's nearly 100% move, but I don't expect it to pump like in one day. It could be a slow trend with these since like the BTC dominance is going up, so it could be some slow trend. Could take like the entire quarter, the rest of the quarter to get up to these levels and all that good stuff, right? But low sell volume right here, low sell volume right there. So low sell volume started like in November 2022 all the way down to like a December 2022. January started to find the groove, and now looking to get back above the weekly 21 EMA. Okay, weekly 50 all the way up to 58, but we will see. That might be too bullish to be looking for 58 too soon. We'll just try to see if we can close above the weekly 21 and basically try to attack the 38.42 resistance in in March, April, and possibly even go up to the monthly 21 EMA sometime in Q2 and all that good stuff, right? So it doesn't have a monthly 21 EMA based on the Binance chart, but it could be anywhere around like $100, give or take, right? Just estimating. Right there, $120. but we will see. The main thing is like to get up to 38.42. Poker enthusiast. What about BCH? Let's take a look at BCH USDT first. So BCH, I mean, it looks good, okay? It looks good, but the thing is, it is not too far, right? It is not too far away from the August high. I would say July highs, okay? 166. July high 166, right? So resistance all the way up to the I would use the weekly 50, right? Since like we're consolidating above the weekly 21, would use the weekly 50 as resistance, right? So nice wedge pattern, right? Broke out above it, never retested it though. That might be a concern, but we'll see as long as we can you know, stay above the weekly 21, right? Weekly 50, 160, 160, 180 range, right? ETH looks a little bit weird, right? Looks a little bit weird, but we do have a nice breakout, and on the 3D, that's our first close above the 3D 100 EMA. So that's a good news, right? After a multiple rejection, you could now use the trend line resistance like that, right? Next resistance all the way up to like a 2000 area, right? My only concern with this guy, right? Ether is like this guy right here, the flat correction, right? So I'd rather stay with BTC, right? Because if BTC goes down, you know, Ether will go Ether will dump even further down, right? So that's the only bearishness I can see right here, right? Because it could do something like that. I showed you right here and goes up, right? And still go down and push to the upside, all right? Or it could just goes down to complete the double bottom and pushes to the upside and never retest it again, right? So, but as of now, we will see, right? If we can get a clean close above the you know, 1710. Now we above 1710, right? 1717. If you recall 1710 back in August, that, you know, that was the starting point of our resistance. We say 1710, 1950, you know, and all the way up to 2000 area. So now we above 1710. Can we close a 3D candle above it? That'd be great. That would invalidate in the short term the possibility of the flat correction, right? And you could even, okay, if BTC remains very strong and going up to like 38, 40K, 50K area, we could even use the triangular formation right here, right there for Ether, right? You could even do something like that, right? And take the height, this guy right there, or just do this, I mean, for Leroy, right? And be looking for a move all the way up to like a $3,000, right? All right. So, but we will see. I don't want to be over bullish, right, on Ether as of now. I will stay bullish on BTC until BTC gives us the directional trend, because you're not going to be missing anything. If Ether goes up, and you know, if BTC goes up, Ether likely to go, you know, Ether likely to go up, right? But it might not push it. It might not be pushing like BTC. You see what I'm saying? Because Ether BTC is actually bearish. Okay. And let's take a look at the Fibonacci. Okay, 0.618 for Ether going to be around like a 2500 range. So that extension might not work perfectly, right? So that could be somewhere around like a 0.786 if we're going to respect the extension. But as of now, we'll see. You know, I'm not long in it. I'm not doing anything with it. I will stay with BTC for now and low cap alt with, you know, bullish patterns. We just talked about Bitcoin Cash, George. Yeah, you're welcome, Mr. Moonboy Enthusiast. And 35 was serious. Gotta be. $35. Okay, I never heard of $35. Sucker came out in 2021. Yeah, you got your August resistance. I mean, it looks good in terms of pattern wise, right? You know, you got your divergence right there. Let's take a look at it on. It might be too hard to get it on the weekly. Yeah, it looks good on a weekly basis, right? It looks good on the weekly. So CDFI, you got your divergence on the weekly. Got your macro trend line resistance right here. So it really hasn't started any uptrend. It is still consolidating, right? Kind of like Zen around this level, right? You got your January lows around like 80 cents. And a couple of days ago, we were around like 95 cents. So it's not keeping up with the market. So it has to catch up at some point, right? So what I see is like that possible move that you know, this move to the downside and another possible move even up to retest the resistance right here over the next like a few weeks. But first thing first, got to take out the weekly 21. Looking good on the 3D, but we're still below the 3D 21 EMA. Okay. So it is a bull flag, so it looks pretty nice. So you got your next resistance, temporary small resistance around like 130. If we take out 130, you got your 3D 100, just about you know, 190, and after that you got your 320 finally. If the trend is strong enough. If you want to use your Fibonacci's and all that good stuff, you got 50% to 0.618 at 160 to 190. So which is, you know, nearly the same thing we just talked about, right? Without the fibs. But looks good though. I never look at the chart, but it looks good. Kind of look like a hex coin. I think we talked about hex a few days ago. Yeah, kind of look like hex, same exact pattern, right? You can see hex. I think we talked about it when hex was making the same bull flag right there as CDFI is making. Right, we talked about it right there. Okay, when hex was around like a less than 3 cents, now it is above like above 5 cents, right? And resistance all the way up to a 7, you know, give or take, right? So probably could be creating some sort of a noise right here. Unibright. Hey T-Dog. I don't do daily live stream. I just do live stream, you know, when I have time and all that good stuff. Join the public Telegram group, link in the description. I'm pretty active both in my Telegram and Discord group, so you can join those. But since like most of the time I be updating the macro charts, I don't think like we need to talk about the charts every day, because you know, we know exactly what we're looking for, the monthly 21 EMA, so it's not there, so there is no need to talk about it every day. So that's why I reduced the lives, not to create noise, because too much content sometimes can create noise and people will forget about what you said you know, like Leroy will forget about what I said, you know, last week and all that good stuff, right? I mean, today he will forget it. If I make another live stream tomorrow, he will completely forget what I said today, right? Tomorrow. All right, UBT. I'm gonna take a look at UBT for a while. Okay, I mean, nice consolidation though. Ooh, the circle looks good, man. It looks good, man. I like the bottoming. If it is not a fake out, right? You know, the easiest way I would analyze it. I'm not holding any UBT, okay? Right. The easiest way to analyze it is just look for a one-to-one extension. If you're looking for a short-term trade, not a 100x and all that good stuff, right? You got your channel, and then you know you could look for it's not doing it logarithmically. Let's do this. You got your move right there. That's a 80% move. So if we break out right there, you look for another 80% move. So that would take you right around your 3D 100 EMA, right? And at your June capitulation range. Right there. 32 or 40 cents area. Right now we at 20 cents. So a good move though. Looks really good, man. Looks really good. You got a nice channel, right? Just have to hold right above the 3D21 within the next few weeks, you know. Yeah, just have to hold above the 3D21. But it looks good. Just like we just talked about one coin, right, with the same setup like that. I can't remember which one it is, and I said like it looks pretty juicy. I think it's SNX. I'm not sure. Okay, but you know, 10 minutes ago I just talked about one coin with the same setup. RLC is a tricky one. Right? It is a tricky one. Yeah, RLC, it is a tricky one, right? You know, bearishly, right? You could look at it as a three-wave move, right? You know, could be a zigzag formation going up to your next resistance and all that good stuff. Yeah, it is a tricky one. The thing is, it is not following the current market structure, so it is hard to basically analyze. But if you bought the dips right here, I mean, I would just wait till BTC start to shift down. Otherwise, you know, just stay out of it and just stick with BTC. But if you're bullish on it, you got your 50% pullback all the way up to like a $3, 0.618 all the way up to 4.5 right there. Okay, but my only concern is like, to me it looks like a zigzag formation, but it is not saying like it will be a zigzag. I'm just saying like it could be a zigzag. You know, if market remains very bullish, you could basically even ignore the zigzag formation, right, and go with a possible 5-way structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5-way structure all the way up to all-time high. But I just don't have enough evidences to go with that structure. That's why I'm saying it is a tricky one. I've been watching it, but I don't dare to basically short-term trade it. I mean, I'm looking at the AI token, but I'm not heavily watching them yet. Okay. We'll see after, we'll see in the second half of the year after we get our our next pullback and all that good stuff. But as of now, I will mainly focus on BTC because of the BTC dominance is going up, right? And it will likely it will likely, it will likely to be pumping in the second half of the year too, right? So it means like most alt will lose gains into BTC. So in the second half of the year, you want to accumulate fiat. That way you're going to be accumulating more BTC, and more alt. But as of now, I would just focus like 70 to 80% BTC. Even though I know I can miss out a lot of gains on alt, but that's the risk I will basically try to manage, right? Because you cannot make all the gains in the world, right? We got hash rate 87, 84, 13, 56 in a house. Hello, Sen. Do you think we're breaking out of 25k and pumping all the way up to 28k? I mean, that's what I've been saying, right? We got our monthly 21ema at 27.7. It is actually decreasing, but last month it was around like 28k. So, but we will continue to track it going into March, April. US dollar above the 50D EMA. Let's take a look at the USD. The DXY I meant, right, for Leroy. So the DXY, I mean, yes, the DXY is above the 50. But that's just the first move, right? It looks good on the daily divergence right here. Right, divergence right there. So now pushing to the upside. So I don't know if the divergence we got right here, it is a reversal divergence or just a counter trade divergence, meaning like just a divergence for a correction, like a pushback up, even up to 105, right? But we will see, because sometimes the DXY and BTC both can go up at the same time, right? So, and we've seen it in 2021, I think, right? Yeah, in June 2021, take a look at it right here. The DXY bottomed, right, around like 89, right? And BTC bottomed around like 30k, right? The DXY was going up, right? Was going up much faster than BTC at that time, right? Because BTC was consolidating till July, and they both started to trend up. So that's what I'm saying. You just have to be very, very cautious, right? How you look at the market. The DXY from May 2021, right, till basically November 2021, the DXY was going up, right, and kept on going up to the upside, and BTC started to correct down. So you don't know at what price level, right, the DXY and the BTC price going to decouple, right? Because if the DXY keeps on pumping to the upside right there and BTC pumping to the upside, you might be confused, right? Really, I will be confused too myself, right? But I will likely be bullish on the DXY in the second half of the year. I would say like starting April, late April, right? You want to be early, right? Late April, early May, especially the first week of May. We know generally, okay, May 4th up to May 11th is a bearish, seasonal range for BTC. Right, so you want to be cautious in the first week of May before May 10th, regardless of the price, how bullish market is, right? And if you go back and check the last few years, right, since like 2018, what's been going on in May, right? Now it could take more than 6 weeks Could take really more than 6 weeks to get back up to 114. I would say like, you know, end of like a Q3 possibly. You know, end of Q3. Because we just hit our monthly 21 EMA, right? On the DXY. We just hit our monthly 21 EMA. So it could take time to break it or even like get a big support on it, right? I mean like reversal support. Right. Yeah, it could take like even a year, okay? If it goes that slow. All right. So let's go back to BTC really quickly. So now let's take a look at DOT. I'm still bullish on DOT USDT, but the thing with DOT is like it's not bullish yet against BTC, so it's gonna be slowing down in terms of like a momentum, right? So but it looks good in terms of double bottom, 6-month double bottom right here against BTC. So if it can take a cheap shot, it has to be a quick one to retest like you know, 30,000 40,000 sats, right? We got a possible flat right here. So if we break out above like a 31,000, right, we could be headed up to like a 40,000 sat, and then it could be done, right, for the rest of the year, and be looking for another retest of the bottom before the next bull market, right? But it is a nice double bottom, right? It is a nice double bottom, right? But has to get back up above the weekly 21. So it could move very slow against the USD, right? So what does it mean? DOT is bearish against BTC, but it is bullish in USD. It simply means BTC is extremely bullish, because any pump for DOT could be, you know, because of BTC pumping, not because of DOT itself pumping against BTC. Hopefully it makes sense, right? So if DOT's pumps like up to like a 9.5, right, it means like BTC going to be pumping what? BTC going to be pumping 40%, right? If that BTC remains unchanged, right, but that USD pump like 40%, it simply means BTC pumps 40%. That's why I'm saying like it reminds me 2019 all over again, when alt were too bullish, right, in USD, but were too bearish in BTC. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying back then, alt are too bullish for BTC to fail. And BTC broke out the very next week. That was like late March 2019, right? And BTC broke out the very next week. Alright guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. It is 1 hour, 15 minutes and all that good stuff. Hey, what's up Corey? Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching, man. We'll go live next week, Wednesday, right? I was trying to go live yesterday, but I was super tired. So I decided just to not give you guys a bad live stream. So I was like, let me wait till Thursday night, right? Thursday night for the Moon Boys living in Europe, right? And in Asia too. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. Be careful out there. Market is extremely bullish. We above the weekly 21. You know, we got 365 days of a downtrend from November 2021 till November 2022. That's, you know, 365 days. Even Leroy can do the math. Both MACD and the 3D are showed us, okay, you know, some bullishness, you know, in January. Price action, it is still above the weekly 21 3D21. The monthly RSI showed us the buy zone when it was like around 43. Technically, we know when the monthly RSI is below 43 area, it is a monthly accumulation. You don't want to trade the 15-second charts when you buy BTC, based on the monthly time frame, right? Because those are long-term hold, like a 6, 9, 18, 12, 6, 9, 18, 24 month, right? Possibly. We're looking for the weekly 21ema to support the price if we get any shakeout, and looking for the monthly 21ema to be our next resistance or consolidation range. It could blast off above it and hit like 32, but I don't know. I will just stick with my price analysis. If you've been following our channel long enough, 6 months ago we said it, buy at 18k and lower, right? We will be looking for the monthly 21ema in Q1, Q2 2023. So that hasn't changed, right? The USDT dominance, I didn't get the chance to talk about it, but I will talk about it during our next live stream. It is still in a downtrend and could possibly, hit the 5.8, 5.5% support, and we will reanalyze once we get those type of moves, right? The BTC dominance is continuing its bull trend, meaning like, hey, ALTA might not be enjoying, right, the BTC pump, but they could be pumping selectively, right? Not a mega alt pump where everything pumps right at the same time. Hopefully it makes sense, right? But we could still get some alt pumping right here and there, right? But all of them won't pump like at the same time, right? Okay guys, thanks a lot for watching. Be safe out there. If you're a bear, make sure to put your helmet on, right? Because you're about to get wrecked. All right, Hank, thanks a lot for tuning in. Quiet cook, man, you're late, man. Cooking some ADA in the kitchen. Couldn't basically close the I mean, you're putting it in the, you're cooking some ADA in the kitchen and flushing the flushing USDT in the drain, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching now.